From Downsize Matter, and we have got the ultimate cool review for you guys today. We know that people have been asking for this, and it's a bit of a different format. It could even take a little bit longer to watch, so stick with us to the end. But today we are doing an owner's perspective of a 2017 Jayco Pinnacle 36 FBTS. This is a way of sharing actual information from people who use this rig, their DIY tricks, any hacks they've got, how they feel about it. We love sharing information with all of you on all those new rigs, but this is a way for you to learn just some really insider information. So remember, everything we tell you is just our opinions, and it's going to be our guests' opinions as well. So take what you can from that, learn, and don't forget to hit subscribe while you're watching throughout the video, or you can click at the end. We'll also leave you some links at the end to construction, nuts and bolts, and that kind of stuff, or, you know, come along on an adventure with us, because that's fun too. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to our friends.
Hi.
This is Tina and Craig Kleinfelter, and they are from the blog site Free As We'll Ever Be. And I'm going to put a link in the description where you can get to their adventures and learn all the stuff they've got to share with you. But also, because they're such fun, friendly people, they're going to answer any of your questions in the comments. So if you have a question on this video, put it in the comments and they'll come on and actually answer it for you. I mean, I like to answer them too, but these guys really have the best information. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
So great to be here.
Thanks for coming.
We are at the Williston Crossing RV Park in Williston, Florida, where these guys are hanging out for a time, and we just happened to hook up with them, and they're willing to show us their rig. So, you guys have been in this since 17 as full-timers?
Since, yes, it was 2017.
Almost
so
3
it's
years
3
now.
years
Yeah.
at the end of this month. So,
Right.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun.
And you've taken it far, right?
We've taken it to as far as Vancouver this past year.
Right.
Very cool.
Yes.
They were even by near our place in the Shuswap.
And they
And
weren't
you
there.
weren't there.
We were up in the Beaver, but they were up there in Canada. And so that's the furthest you've taken it?
It is.
Furthest northwest. We
Yeah.
started off in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I want to go over the rig just like we would in a review, but I want to also talk about your truck. Normally we don't review trucks and things, but I know that's important to you to know how and what they pull this with. Can we take a look at your truck?
Sure.
What are you towing with?
2017 F250 diesel, 6.7 liter, and haven't had any issues with it. It's done a great job.
So how many miles total do you think?
I have 85,000 on the truck, but we did 2 loops. Like the first year we did a southern loop, and then the second year, last year we did a northern loop when we went to Vancouver.
Okay.
She's the trip
More like
planner.
20,000
Wow.
pulling the rig. Yeah.
Okay.
And how does it tow?
Tow's great. You can't even tell it's behind there.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's amazing. Now I have because I have a short bed pickup, I have a slider hitch in the bed, so it means whenever I go around turns, the hitch will automatically slide back, but I can actually go 90 degrees because I figured I'll pay a couple $100 extra on my hitch so I don't damage my cab. You're talking $5 to $7 grand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just not
Right.
worth it.
Right.
Totally.
So it does a great job. I love it. Love the truck. Towing, I probably get 9 to 12, depending if you're flat, like in Texas, or if you're in the mountains of Colorado. But
Right.
coming up over Coal Bank Pass in Colorado, 15,000 foot, we were able to do maybe 30 miles an hour up over the pass.
Right.
So it's got plenty of power, no problem.
Good. Great. Thanks for sharing everything on your truck, but now I'm excited to see your trailer.
Okay, sure.
So, as all fifth wheels, you get this front storage place, right?
Yep. This is
So this is a pretty big space. Wow. And I noticed this on one of the other Jaycos that we did. This is a really finished out space.
Yes, yeah. It actually here was wired for a generator, propane generator. We did not install it. We have a portable 3,500 watt generator that we use as needed. I did some research, and just what I found out was propane generators aren't as efficient as gas generators. So we didn't have it installed. It wasn't on the rig, so I took all the wiring out, and actually I installed solar. This rig initially came with a 1,000 watt inverter because we have a residential fridge, so we need to have the 110 to run that all the time. But it only ran my residential fridge.
Right.
So whenever I personally bought this inverter, it's a 3,000 watt, I hooked it into my power distribution unit. So whenever we're boondocking, running on batteries, which I upgraded to 4 lithium batteries, Battleborn, we can run everything.
Right.
So we have power to all the receptacles, all the TVs, and I have 200 watts of solar
Okay.
on the roof, which is probably not as much as I wanted. I wanted to go a little more, but that's what we started with.
So, without giving us too many details around dollars, do you think that the expense that you put out on first of all, were the panels part of your purchase? Okay, so you had the panels, the inverter, and the batteries.
And there's a charge controller, solar charge controller, and there's some wiring, some switches, some fuses. So we planned to do more boondocking, but life kind of threw us a curve, and we're location dependent here in Florida, so we won't use it as much as we would have liked to.
Okay.
But the investment, I think, would have paid for itself.
Okay.
Definitely.
So it's worth it, you think?
I think so.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good for you to know, because solar's a big deal, and people are loading their rigs up with that, and some of the manufacturers do include bits and pieces, but to get the whole package does cost you.
This rig was actually pre-wired for solar.
Yeah.
So the connectors on the roof, the wires were already run down into the basement, so it made it really easy
Excellent.
to hook this up.
So now you just get to use the space as more storage, and
Right.
it's huge storage, right?
Yes, it is.
Very cool. Okay, let's go around to this side and take a look at the rest of what Craig's done in his space. So this is your propane spot,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
he does have the 30 pounds. Do you have electric jacks? Yeah.
Yes, they're
Okay.
electric. It's a 6-point leveling system, automatic, and the panel is right there.
Right here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Remember that we had a discussion with a viewer about the panel being on the outside, but I like that it's put in this little space.
Yeah. Yep, that's
Very
Tina's
cool.
job. Whenever we set up.
Excellent. Okay, so then you get another big storage spot, right?
Yep, this is through the basement.
Okay.
So there's plenty of storage, and as you can see, we've kind of taken advantage of it.
Well, that's good. And the facts of the matter are, you can fit a lot of stuff in there. And
Oh,
then your batteries are in there too.
Yeah, I relocated the batteries in here, and I could do that because they're lithium batteries, so they don't have to be vented like lead
Okay.
acid batteries. So I could move them back into here. They're temperature controlled, don't get wet or anything like that. So it worked out well.
Excellent. So you had also told me something about by not going with the propane generator, you were able to remove a propane tank.
On the other side, there's a little storage place that had a third propane bottle, but I didn't feel we needed it, and so we took it out. So
Okay.
that's less weight. That's I don't know, about 100 pounds.
So by reducing battery weight and by taking out that propane tank, you've reduced your rig's weight.
Correct. I was actually able to get 4 lithium batteries for the same weight of 2 lead acid batteries.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got the one slide, and we'll go in and take a look at what's in there when we get there. So your hookups, how do you like your system? Does it work? Do you worry about it at all?
Nope, it works great. Now this is the pump, the macerator pump.
Oh.
So I can use this. It's quick, it's easy, but when we're somewhere that we're going to be permanent, I like to do it the old-fashioned way, the gravity method, because as you can see, the valves open. I let my gray tanks valves open all the time, My black tanks I keep shut, and then I'll dump them whenever they get full.
Okay.
And then these also have the flush.
Right.
So this one here is for the front. We have 2 bathrooms. And then there's another flush valve in here. So then as I'm emptying the tank, I have water running through it. So I try to keep my black tanks as clean as possible so
Right.
the sensors register.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take you around a little further. Inside, you could tell us what this is about, because we were looking at another Jayco and we saw that and went, what the heck is that antenna for?
That's for your stereo.
Oh.
That's for your radio.
Okay.
Right, AM, FM.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we weren't sure what it was about. So
Yep.
there's an answer to that question. That's why we like talking to owners,
Yep.
right? Okay, so coming around back.
So before we get there, this is a feature, I don't know.
Oh, yes.
This is your electric power cord reel. So this is a 50 amp, it's a heavy cord. This is very convenient. All you do is hit the button. I love it,
Yes.
but they have issues with the mechanism.
Oh, okay.
So it's a clutch driven. So when you hit the button, the clutch goes in and there's 5 stainless steel pins that engage. The pins fall out.
Oh,
And it happened once and I had to get up under there and I took it out. I called the company, they were very helpful.
yeah.
He said, yes, we have a known issue. Super glue the pins back in place. Well, I did that and they fell out again.
Oh,
So to be honest with you, the last part of our trip coming back from Colorado, we just wrapped the power cord around
okay.
our ladder and then secured it.
Okay.
So that's something that I have
Right. Because it is handy.
Very handy.
Because those are heavy cords.
Right.
But yeah, it's got to work to be handy. So
So-
next, you got your ladder so that
Yep.
you can get up on the
I
top.
can get up on the roof, which I've done many times. I inspect the roof, check the ACs, clean the units, and this is how I installed the solar panels.
And so your roof is plenty strong enough, right? Because
Yes.
this has got the magnet truss roof, correct?
Yep,
Yeah.
I've walked on it many times.
Yeah,
so.
good. Good to know. Alrighty. Oh, so you've got a bike rack?
Yeah, there's a hitch here. So we just use this bike rack. It's rated for 250 pounds. So we have our 2 bikes here that we carry with us, and we have a bike cover
Right.
that keeps them out of the weather.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
works out good.
Let's go around to this side. Although you guys have a beautiful view here. We'll show you their view later.
So here's the slide toppers.
Look who's here talking to us. Hi.
Tinsley, what are you doing?
Oh yes, you guys have the slide toppers.
Right.
Did they come with the rig or was that an extra?
This came with it.
Okay.
They were installed. There's kind of people that love them, people that don't, because it keeps the debris off the top of your slide. So every time you rig down, if you don't have a slide topper, you should get up there and brush,
I agree.
because whenever you pull it in, it could end up inside. Plus, it keeps the water away from
Right.
the rig. Some people don't like them because they do make noise when it gets windy. And it really all depends
Yeah.
which way your rig is faced, because we've been in very windy situations where it's very noisy, and then we've been in windy situations where there's no noise.
Okay.
So some people will inflate a beach ball and stuff up in there to take
Good
the tension,
idea.
or noodles or something to take up the slack.
Right.
But then remember, you got to get up there and take them out before you rig down.
You don't want to forget that.
Right. Yes.
Right. Okay, very cool. So you've got 2 actual awnings that roll out.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So do you find you use them?
All the time.
Both
Yeah,
of them?
when it's yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually for here, our permanent setup, we actually have a black mesh that we can anchor down to the ground, and it kind of encloses it in. So if it's raining or something like that, you can be outside and enjoy it, as long as it's not windy.
Right.
It's like an extra outdoor room,
Yeah.
because periodically when the weather is inclement, it might get a little close inside, and you want to get out for some
Yeah.
additional room.
Exactly. How do you like your frameless windows?
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get enough airflow going through?
Sometimes you wish you had more,
Yeah.
to be honest with you,
Yeah.
but it keeps the weather out.
They're beautiful.
Right, they're
They look
so for
fantastic.
this unit, they're double insulated.
Yeah.
windows, because this is the 4-season package. So underbelly is enclosed. It's not heated, so that means your tanks could still freeze, but
Okay.
it's all enclosed underneath.
Do you have the friction door, or is it attached?
It's attached.
Okay.
It's not a friction hinge.
Okay.
Right, free swinging.
Okay.
We
And-
did have one of those in our last camper, and I found that it would still swing.
It did,
It didn't
eh?
really hold it in place.
Okay, so good to know.
Yeah.
And you've got outdoor speakers, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that this huge, beautiful awning is LED lit, right?
Yeah, there's light strips all the way along this one and all the way along that one.
Nice, hey?
Yeah.
So when you're sitting out here and it's dark, you've got some light.
Right.
I
And
love
when we
that. I
put
don't
the-
have that.
When we put the cats in the cat tent here, we turn this light on so then we can see what they're doing.
Sure. Alrighty, let's look at this storage. Or this is just the other side then of
Correct.
the so
It's
you've
a
got-
pass-through.
This is the wide body, the 102-inch across.
Yes, I
Yes,
think so.
think so too. And so yeah, and this also has the drop-down frame.
Right, so this goes all the way through to the other side where we opened it up and you saw the batteries. This is just the
Right.
other side of it. This unit came with a tray.
Oh,
So this is where I keep my most used tools, which is a mess right now, but it's very convenient. And then the central vac unit is here on the wall. And those wires there, the switch and that flashing unit is the solar charge controller. There was actually a sticker there when we bought the unit, said solar here.
right.
So they made it very convenient for the pre-wired solar. Where the wires came down, I had to take that wall out. It's just held in by some screws, but the wires were hanging right there. Not
That
a
is
problem.
convenient. What do you got here?
Well, gotta have your outdoor TV.
Was that here when you purchased?
Actually, it was an option that we had installed.
Nice.
So when Penn State's playing, we can sit out here and have a drink and watch the football game.
And then it just tucks right back in there and it's protected.
Yep.
I like it. So for those of you, because I know there's been many rigs that we've reviewed that may not have had that outdoor TV that you wanted, this is quite the option. And most of them all have electrical and
Yeah.
satellite cable.
Yep.
This is an awesome option, and I've never seen that before.
No.
It's
You could
very
actually
cool.
use that in any unit, right?
In
Not
any
just a
unit,
Jayco.
yes.
A lot of them have them like right on the side where
Yes.
it'll flip up and the TV's right
But I've
there.
noticed that some don't, and some of our
Right.
viewers are very interested in having that.
Yep.
Very cool. And this is where you remove the propane tank.
Yep. It's just now storage. Our bike helmets, a light.
So, what's your favorite detail about the outside of your rig?
There's a propane outlet on the back of the camper that we can plug into, and then you can have a grill or a propane fireplace
Yeah.
or whatever. We have a fryer for low country boils, but we just plug it in out here and we have an outdoor kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, what's the one thing that kind of irritates you?
It gets dirty. It does. It's not self-cleaning.
Okay,
I have
okay.
to wash it myself.
And then, what's the product that you would put in your storage, or what would you use outside that is most convenient for you?
Probably the chairs or the cat tent. We use
Let's
that.
take a look at that.
We have 2 cats that have traveled around the country with us. Here's one of them. Actually done pretty well,
Yeah.
but they like their outdoor time.
And they need outdoor
right,
time.
exactly. We unzip the top. This top zips all the way around, or you can use the doors here. But since we're getting old, we don't like to stoop over. We just unzip the top and drop them down in here.
Right.
So there's pegs, there's loops that you can fasten it to the ground so it doesn't blow away, which has happened a couple times.
Sure. And look, everybody, they get their own little
They have
chairs
their own
in
little
there
chairs.
to lounge
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. So this is actually our 3rd or 4th cat enclosure that we've had.
Variation.
Yeah. And this one has held up very well. It's very sturdy. The fabric is thick. The other ones have a tendency to it'll come through here because these are just metal loops. Because this will actually fold down flat, and then I can put it in the basement whenever we're moving, relocating.
And it's specifically made for pets. We tried some other things that were not specifically made for pets, so they can't scratch holes in it like they could some other.
For your guys' information, there's an actual bottom to this. Like it's enclosed on all sides, so your dog wouldn't be able to dig under it or anything like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And
Love
yeah,
it.
and cats definitely you need a top. For dogs,
Right.
little dogs, they won't jump, but the cats, they're jumpers.
Right.
They're tree climbers. So.
Sure they are. This is very cool. Well, can we go inside and see what beautiful things you've done in there?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Come on,
in.
everybody.
That's my area.